Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Shazam Lifestyle channel. So, I wanted to take a moment and explain this GameStop saga soap opera that's been playing out this week. And so, if you're having a tough time understanding what is going on, I'm going to explain this to you guys in a way for that so that you can understand exactly what's going on. So I am going to look at it from three different perspectives. The short sellers, those are the people making the bets, okay? The Reddit group, the ones buying up the stock, and then Robinhood. Okay. So guys, essentially what happened is that, well, let me explain short selling. Okay. Short selling, guys, is a process where investors, large investors, we call them hedge funders, okay? They go into the market, they go to a company and says, I want to borrow some of your shares, some shares of a company. And so what I'm going to do is sell the shares at a higher price, a large amount of shares, by the way. We're talking about hedge funders. They got a lot of funds to play with, a lot of money to play with. Okay. So we're going to sell them at a higher price. And then we're going to go ahead, which is going to affect the price of the stock. So the price of the stock will go down. And then once the price of the stock goes down, I'm going to buy them back and return them to you. For example, if a stock was selling at $20, okay, let's say this investor says, I'm going to borrow a large amount of shares and sell it at $20. Because it's a large amount of shares, it's going to flood the market. So it's going to drop the price of the stock, guys, from $20 maybe down to like $15. So once it goes down to $15, the same investor goes back into the market, buys the same quantity of shares back at $15. So the difference between that $20 and that $5 is his profit. So imagine that if you're doing that with millions of shares, guys, okay? So he's pocketing a lot of money. All right. But guys, these people did not expect for this to happen. By the way, there were two major companies that were involved, Melvin Capital and Citron Holdings. Melvin Capital, Citron Holdings, okay? And they weren't expecting what happened to happen, okay? There's a group of millennials and Generation Zs on Reddit that has this group called Wall Street Bets, WSB for short, where they talk about investing in the market all the time. So they were doing the research. And while doing their research, they discovered, oh, wait a minute. Somebody's been betting against GameStop and they've overdone it. They've gone well beyond the number of shares of this company. Okay. So they're shorting the stock in excess of 100% of its value. So this collective, guys, got together and they're like, no, this is not going to happen. We're going to go ahead and do something about it. It's about time we do something about it. Maybe it didn't start exactly like that. So, guys, okay, these young people decided, okay, we're going to buy up the stock. Now, remember, this guy was supposed to be selling these stocks at a lower price, okay, below the $20 to make some profit. And now these kids are like, not going to happen. So, guys, if the price of the stock goes above $20, he still has to buy the stock back to return it. So anything about 20, he's going to be losing money because he's going to have to find the money somewhere, okay? In order to buy the shares back to return them. Shazam. So guys, these young people started buying the shares of GameStop. Last week, GameStop was trading at $30 a share. Maybe it went up to like $38 because they made some announcement about GameStop. By the way, this company was marked for debt, meaning they thought the company was going to go into bankruptcy because most kids, they download their video games online. They don't even go into GameStop anymore to buy video games, okay? So that's why they were targeting GameStop. So these young people, especially since they have an affinity, they're gamers, most of them, they have an affinity for GameStop. And they're like, nope, this is not happening under my watch. So, guys, they started buying up GameStop. By the way, I started the stock market simulation game with my students about 2 weeks ago. So, guys, let me tell you, this couldn't be a better time for me to be doing this with my students. So, Monday morning, we got in 9:30. The market opens, and so we go and check our stocks on the app Rapunzel, and lo and behold, guys, GameStop started moving. By the time we caught it, it was in the 90s. And one of my sugar plums, he's like, okay, I'm selling in the 90s. He sold it at 92. He went back in at 89. It kept moving. It went to $110, guys. Listen, it kept moving. He sold at 110. And the other students jump on it too. They start buying and they start selling, guys. I'm thinking, oh, this is a one-day fluke. Let me just go ahead and just ignore that. Okay, I'm going to move on. Well, the stock went up to 159, guys. And of course, it started going down. So on Tuesday, I'm thinking, since it was over yesterday, this is not going to happen again. Overnight, the stock started rallying again, guys, okay? So the next day, it went to a high of about $250. Now, this was Tuesday, okay? And these people were going in and out of the market and buying and selling. So if you held on to GameStop, you had shares of GameStop in your portfolio, you found out about this, what you're going to do? You're going to sell your shares, okay? And then more people are finding out about it. What are you going to do? You're going to buy into it, driving up the price. Okay, so that was Tuesday. On Wednesday, guys, shazam. Wednesday morning, 9:30, I went in there, guys. The shares went up to over $300. And by then, everybody's like, okay, I'm buying, I'm selling, I'm buying, I'm selling, I'm buying, I'm selling. So because of the flood of transactions that started happening once the market opened at 9:30, by 9:45, all the platforms had shut down because the traffic was too much. It overwhelmed the system. So you couldn't do any trades on Robinhood. You couldn't do any trades on TD, Fidelity, E-Trade, okay? And so even Cash App, I talk about Cash App all the time. You couldn't do any trading. So it basically, everything froze down, okay, until about 10:15, and then we started trading again. Now, guys, this is when everybody's like, oh my God, what's going on? Wall Street is panicking. They're freaking out. Everybody's freaking out. You've got the SEC heard about this, the Securities and Exchange Commission. They heard about this. This went to Janet Yellen, the new Treasury Secretary, okay? And so, guys, before you know it, we had a soap opera playing out. We had a drama playing out, guys. We had a modern day activism happening, okay? On these social media platforms, on Discord, on Reddit, on Twitter. Guys, everything was flooded out with this Reddit group called Wall Street Bets, WSB for short. They didn't take them seriously. That's the worst part about it. They didn't take these kids seriously. And so now you've got all this money flooding the market. They're taking all this money from these wealthy investors. Oh, somebody's upset. Oh, somebody's not happy. So then these investors, they call out to the government for help, guys, okay? So this was on Wednesday. Guys, this continued Thursday. Robinhood's like, okay, that's it. We're going to remove GameStop. By the way, here comes the Robinhood part. We're going to remove GameStop off our platform. We're going to limit trading of all these different companies. By then, there were a whole bunch of different companies involved. American Airlines was involved. Bed Bath & Beyond was involved. Nokia was involved. This company called Naked Chips was involved. There were about 13, okay? The trading 13, I called them, okay, by Thursday. And so, guys, when one of my stocks is American Airlines, when I saw it moving, I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and try and sell quickly. I could not sell my shares. I was pissed off that Robinhood wasn't allowing me to share. You know, Robinhood is my public account. I could not sell my shares. I was stuck. And so people started wondering what happened. Robinhood blocked trading of GameStop on their platform, but the large investors were still carrying on with their trading while we, the little people here, okay, the small people, we couldn't do it. So, Robinhood, what's up? Everybody wanted to know what's going on, okay? Are you for the little people or are you for them? Because, guys, what you have to understand is that, let me explain to you just a little bit, okay? What you have to understand is this: this was a modern day version of Robinhood taking place on the Robinhood platform, as in David going after Goliath, okay? David going after Goliath. Now, think about the implications of this, okay? And so years ago, we had this group, okay, these demonstrations happening on Wall Street. Okay. What was it called again? I think it was the Occupy Wall Street. Yeah, Occupy Wall Street, guys. And these people were basically complaining and they were protesting the fact that the wealth stays at the top with the top 1%, and most of the wealth wasn't trickling down to the bottom. So, therefore, things needed to be changed. Okay. And they occupied Wall Street in the sense that they were sleeping in front of Wall Street. They were protesting all the time. They weren't going home. And at some point, they were called the 99%. But guys, this is different. This is back then, it wasn't hitting anybody in the pocket. So really nothing happened. Okay. But move forward. Okay. Accelerate a few years into the future. We're now in 2021. Where these kids, they know technology. Technology has become powerful. And furthermore, guys, Robinhood allows people, okay? Robinhood was a double OG of free investing. Robinhood is the reason why the little people can now invest for free. You can buy and sell stocks for free. So as a result, more individuals started investing in the market. So in 2020, over 10 million accounts were opened up just on Robinhood, for goodness sake, because there was free investing now. And so, guys, you got all these people flooding into the market, okay? So now people, okay, they have a stake in this. And so, listen to this, guys. Here you are with these kids, okay? This powerful group on Reddit, okay? And then they decided to go ahead and do something about GameStop using technology, okay? They went where it hurts in everybody's pocket. I went into the group, guys, and I am telling you, I read some of those messages, and most of them, they barely had any money. Some of these kids, they were buying 1 share, 2 shares, 3 shares, and so forth and so on. But guys, they were in there as a collective. By the time I checked out the group on Wednesday, guys, on Tuesday, I checked it out. There was over 3.5 million members. By Friday, it had grown to over 6 million members, okay? And these kids are coming from all over the world, and they are coming together as a collective, and they are using technology as a group, as a unified group, guys, to affect change. So, as I mentioned to my students, this is history happening. And most people, okay, most of these kids are not even aware of it. This is history happening. These kids, millennials and Generation Zs, they are demanding change. We want change to happen. And finally, because they are hitting Wall Street in their pockets, they're finally listening, guys. And let me tell you how powerful this movement has become. That's all the news was talking about on Thursday and Friday, guys. On Friday, that's all everybody's talking about. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Oh my God, the CNN, MS, that's all they're talking about, people. And so now, last night I was doing some research. There's even billboards now. The WSB went and purchased billboards, okay? Wall Street Bets, they went and purchased billboards. You know where? Right there in Times Square, New York City. Big old billboards. Boulder, Colorado. Big old billboards. Guys, this is a movement. This is history happening right now. And so now, the question is, what are they going to do? How are they going to change things so that they can listen? They can finally listen. And some of these kids, they're not giving up. They're continuing with this fight. They're not. And then Robinhood here over here refuses to allow individuals to invest in these particular companies. And so on Friday, whereas we used to be able to buy in dollars, GameStop is at 300, but you can't afford a $300 stock, but you want to buy, let's say, $10, $50 worth of GameStop, you couldn't do that on Friday. They prevented you from buying. You were only allowed to sell starting on Thursday. On Friday, you were allowed to buy, but you can only buy whole shares. How is that fair? How is that right to the little investors you set out to help in the first place? Did you forget who you were, Robinhood? Did you forget your place? Did you forget why you went on this mission? Your mission was to allow, young people, young investors to be able to invest in the market without paying any commission, without being able to charge a whole bunch of money. And so now you're restricting their buying power. They are your customers. They are the ones that allows this platform to carry on. So what you gonna do about it, Robinhood? Okay? And so now these kids, again, they're very powerful. So they're going after Robinhood now. How dare Robinhood do this to them? So now, guys, there's a huge migration of young investors leaving Robinhood. So the big question is, where are they going to? What platforms are they going to? Let me tell you some of the platforms they're going to. Some of them are moving to Webull, M1 Finance. You can't really move your account over to Cash App. Cash App is weird like that, although I am just going to go ahead and call out Jack Dorsey, who owns Square, that owns Cash App. You need to develop that platform. It's a beautiful platform, but it's limited as to what you can do. Many of them are moving over to E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Schwab, and my personal favorite, Fidelity, guys. I love Fidelity. Let me tell you why I love Fidelity. Although it could use some modernizing, the platform could use some modernizing. It needs some upgrading because it's not very appealing to the younger investors. And so I love Fidelity. Number one reason, you can buy partial shares. You can buy partial shares on the app. You can buy partial shares on the desktop version of it, And it's very easy to move over your account. Furthermore, guys, they have great customer service, And you have your app you can go on. Guys, let me tell you something. I am recommending, for those of you who are moving your accounts from Robinhood, to someplace else, I am recommending Fidelity. I love Fidelity. I've always talked about Fidelity and how great I think Fidelity is. And so now that the moment has called for this huge migration of accounts from Robinhood, this is the perfect time, I think, for some of you to go ahead and try Fidelity. Fidelity is phenomenal. I've done a few videos about Fidelity. So if you go look on my YouTube channel, you will see some of the videos I've done about Fidelity. So I believe in Fidelity. Remember, I have my niece and nephew's accounts on the Fidelity app. So I use Fidelity, Now, I know what you're thinking. So are you moving your account? Are you moving your account? Well, guys, I'm telling you, I am seriously considering it. Let me tell you why. Because I'm at a loss now. I am not sure if Robinhood is still firm on their mission, because right now Robinhood has decided to go ahead and do this to its small investors. So I'm not sure. I feel like they've lost their way, I have some thoughts on that. I might have to do another video on that, guys. But for now, I just wanted to explain all of this to you so you can understand what is happening, how this is playing out. It's going to continue playing out until they really address the fact that there are some inequities going on, guys, in the stock market. What just happened this week is that there was a great wealth transfer, a transfer of wealth in the opposite direction. Normally, the transfer of wealth goes to the top like it did back in March of 2020 when the stock market started going down. So those people who had money, they made a lot of money, guys. The wealth moved up, Remember, I don't know if I told you guys this, but since the pandemic started, 56 brand new billionaires were created. What about the millionaires? 56 brand new billionaires were created. So the wealth, again, is moving up to the top. Usually, when there's a wealth transfer, a transfer of wealth, it goes to the top. But this time around, guys, it went to, it went in the other direction. It went in the opposite direction. So now you had people who had a little bit of a few shares in Robinhood. I mean, not in Robinhood, in Gamestop, and they made a lot of money. There were two messages that were sent to me by friends of mine, and the messages was about this one little girl whose mom bought her 10 shares of GameStop for Kwanzaa. Okay, this past December, and at $6 a piece, and they sold those 10 shares, guys, for $3,200. That makes me so happy. Okay, that makes me so happy. That little girl has 3,200. There were a lot of people who've been, okay, struggling this year since the pandemic started, and so now, okay, they can take their shares, sell them, and make money. Guys, I know people who made 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 off this, okay? There was a redistribution of wealth that just took place. I understand, okay? There's going to be some collateral damages, okay? Robinhood is one of the collateral damages as a result of this. Melvin Capital started all of this, so yeah, they're getting hit big time, okay? That's not collateral damage. Robinhood is part of the collateral damage. Individuals that may have their accounts with Melvin Capital could be collateral damage too. And so I completely understand that, guys. However, I applaud those kids for having the courage to stand up. Let me tell you some of the big players behind the scene. Elon Musk, okay, was one of the first ones to go along and say, and support this group, this movement. He tweeted out, game stonk, as in GameStop, game stonk. And the group took that and ran with it. The other person is Shamath Palihapitiya, okay? He's been demanding change on Wall Street for quite some time, guys. But people haven't been paying attention. Normally, when he goes on CNBC to speak, basically everybody goes after him. How dare you speak like that? How dare you say these things below this and that and this and that? But now, guys, here it is happening. These young people, these young investors, they're demanding change because the changes, there hasn't been any change for them. That's a positive for them, guys. All the changes, they affect the people at the top, the wealthy. Okay, we're talking about common folks here. Okay. The third person I want to highlight is the Reddit founder, one of the Reddit founders, Alexis Bohanian. Guys, I'm telling you, he came out when Black Lives Matter happened, and he said, the video is on his Twitter. He said, I am stepping aside. I am resigning from my company, Reddit, okay? Because I want to go ahead and give an opportunity to a Black person to run this company because I owe it to my Black child. He is married to Serena Williams, the tennis player. He was interviewed the other day on CNBC early in the morning, and they asked him, should you guys stop this group from continuing on Reddit? Should you close their account? Should you shut them down? He's like, no, I'm not doing it. Why do I need to do it? Okay. Because other platforms had already shut down this group. Discord had shut him down. Twitter had shut him down. But he's like, no, I'm not doing it. Okay. So he's taking a stand. There you are. 3 powerful individuals backing up the group. And now there's a whole bunch of other individuals who've gotten behind this group because they are demanding change. They hit Wall Street. They hit these investors, guys, in their pocket. And guys, let me tell you, when you go after people's pockets, there's going to be some changes. So I realize, this is a 25-minute video. I didn't plan on it to be 25 minutes, at the most 15 minutes. But guys, there it is. Hopefully you learned something from this. If you have questions, drop them down below and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, you can follow me on Instagram. I do have a TikTok right now, on Facebook at Shazam Lifestyle, guys. So until next time, bye.